the desolate expanse of the planet Virex. 9 stretched endlessly under a pallid, greenish sky. Once a lush world, it had been reduced to a battlefield scarred by craters and the remnants of destroyed machinery. Amidst the debris, Staff Sergeant Alex, Tex Malone, lay prone, his body battered and his uniform torn. Blood oozed from a gash on his forehead. Mingling with the dust beneath him, a shadow loomed over him. Lieutenant Zyrek, a towering alien with iridescent scales and piercing yellow eyes, sneered down. "So, this is the famed human resilience?" Zyrek mocked, his voice dripping with contempt. "Pathetic." Around them, a group of galactic soldiers chuckled, their various forms, tentacled, insectoid, and crystalline, shaking with amusement. One, a spindly creature named Glick, held up a device, recording the scene. "Smile for the galactic network, human." Glick jeered. "Your defeat will entertain billions." Tex gritted his teeth, pain radiating from his injuries, but his spirit remained unbroken. He managed a smirk. "Y'all are going to live to regret this," he drawled, his Texan accent thick despite the pain. The soldiers erupted in laughter, the sound echoing across the wasteland. Zyrek leaned closer, his eyes narrowing. Bold words for a dying man. Unbeknownst to them, Tex's left hand, concealed beneath his body, activated a hidden implant in his glove. A silent signal pulsed into the ether, a distress call aimed at any surviving members of his unit. Miles away, in the remnants of a destroyed outpost, Captain Rosa Zhang's communicator beeped. She tapped it, eyes widening as she recognized the signal. "It's Tex," she whispered. "He's alive." Around her, the remnants of their team stirred. Corporal Wrench Darnell, his face smudged with grease, looked up from a makeshift console. "Coordinates?" he asked. "Transmitting now," Zhang replied. Private Luna Reyes clutched a worn notebook. Her eyes filled with determination. "We have to get him back," she said. Specialist Marcus Bang. Banks cracked his knuckles, a grin spreading across his face. Time to cause some chaos. Back on Virex 9, the galactic soldier prepared to transport Tex to their command ship. Chains bound his wrists, and a muzzle covered his mouth. Zyrek watched with satisfaction. "Let this be a lesson to all humans," he declared. But as they lifted Tex onto the transport, a faint beeping emanated from his glove. Zyrek frowned. "What is that?" he demanded. Before anyone could answer, the sky above them shimmered. A cloaked ship decloaked, revealing the battered but functional vessel of Zhang's team. Weapons primed, it hovered menacingly. "E.S. Foster." "I told you," Tex murmured, the muzzle now deactivated. "You'd live to regret this." The battered hull of the Odyssey, a makeshift vessel cobbled together from salvaged parts, shimmered against the backdrop of a dying star. Inside, the atmosphere was tense yet charged with determination. HFYstory.com. HFYstory.com. +4. HFYstory.com. +4. HFYstory.com. +4. Captain Rosa Zhang stood at the helm, her eyes scanning the holographic display. "We have a narrow window to extract Tex before the Galactic Command relocates him," she announced. "Let's make it count." Corporal Wrench Darnell, hunched over a console, muttered, "Assuming this hunk of junk holds together." His fingers danced across the controls, coaxing life from the ship's patchwork systems. Private Luna Reyes, seated nearby, strummed a few chords on her guitar, the soft melody contrasting the ship's mechanical hum. "Music keeps the madness at bay," she said with a smile. Specialist Marcus Bang. Banks leaned against the wall, cleaning his weapon. "Let's hope we don't need a miracle. But if we do, I've got a few tricks up my sleeve." The Odyssey lurched as it entered hyperspace, the stars stretching into lines before collapsing into darkness. Moments later, they emerged near the perimeter of the Galactic Command's territory. Zhang addressed the crew. "We'll need to navigate through a minefield of patrols and surveillance. Darnell, can you mask our signature?" "I've rigged the transponder to emit a signal mimicking a sanitation vessel," Darnell replied. "Not glamorous, but it should get us through." Reyes added, "I've compiled a playlist of galactic pop hits. Broadcasting them might distract any curious listeners." As they approached the outer defenses, the ship's comms crackled. Unidentified vessel. State your purpose. HFYstory.com. Banks step forward, adopting a thick accent. This is the Stellar Sanitation Service, en route to clean up biohazard waste. Got a schedule to keep. A pause followed before the voice responded. Proceed. Once clear, Jean exhaled. Good work, team. Now let's find Texas. Darnell pinpointed a facility matching the coordinates from Texas distress signal. That's our target. He's likely being held in the central detention block. The crew devised a plan. Reyes and Banks would infiltrate the facility under the guise of entertainers, while Zhang and Darnell provided support from the ship. Dressed in flamboyant attire, Reyes and Banks approached the facility's entrance. We're here to perform for the troops, Reyes announced. The guards, intrigued, allowed them entry. Inside, Reyes' music captivated the audience, while Banks slipped away to locate Tex. Meanwhile, Zhang monitored their progress. Darnell, prepare for extraction. We'll need to move fast once they have Texas. Banks found Tex in a cell, bruised but alert. Time to go, soldier, Banks whispered, unlocking the door. As alarms blared, the trio raced back to the ship, dodging enemy fire. The Odyssey lifted off just as security forces closed in. Aboard the ship, Tex grinned, told them they'd live to regret it. Zhang smiled. Let's get out of here before they change their minds. The Odyssey hovered in the shadow of the Galactic Command's orbital fortress, its patchwork hull blending with the debris field surrounding the station. Inside, the crew prepared for their most daring mission yet. Infiltrate the enemy's stronghold and rescue Staff Sergeant Alex Tex Malone. Captain Rosa Zhang stood at the center of the cramped bridge, her gaze fixed on the holographic display. We have one shot at this, she said, her voice steady. Darnell, status on the cloaking field? HFY story. Corporal Wrench Darnell, hunched over a console, replied, holding, but at the jury rig system. We'll need to move fast once we're inside. Private Luna Reyes adjusted the straps on her gear, her usual serene demeanor replaced by focused determination. I've uploaded a loop signal to mask our approach. It should buy us some time. Specialist Marcus Bang. Banks grinned as he loaded his weapons. Time to make some noise. The plan was audacious. Reyes and Banks would infiltrate the station under the guise of entertainers, exploiting the aliens' fascination with human culture. Once inside, they would locate Tex and disable the security systems, allowing Zhang and Darnell to extract them. As the Odyssey docked, the crew split into their designated teams. Reyes and Banks, clad in flamboyant attire, were greeted by a curious group of alien soldiers. We're here to perform for the troops, Reyes announced, flashing a disarming smile. The guards, intrigued, led them through the labyrinthine corridors to a central chamber. Reyes began her performance, captivating the audience with melodies that resonated even with alien ears. Meanwhile, Banks slipped away, navigating the station's corridors with practiced ease. He located the detention block and found Tex, bruised but alert. Time to go, Sergeant, Banks whispered, disabling the cell's lock. HFY story. Tex stood, wincing slightly. Took you long enough. As they retraced their steps, alarms blared. The station's security systems had detected the breach. Back in the performance chamber, Reyes ended her song abruptly. Show's over, she declared, tossing a flash grenade into the crowd. The explosion provided the distraction needed for their escape. Zhang and Darnell, monitoring the situation from the Odyssey, initiated the extraction sequence. Prepare for immediate departure, Zhang ordered. The team regrouped at the docking bay, fighting off pursuing guards. As they boarded the Odyssey, Darnell activated the ship's defenses, repelling the attackers. With the crew safely aboard, the Odyssey disengaged from the station and jumped into hyperspace. In the aftermath, the crew gathered in the common area. Tex, nursing a bruised rib, raised a glass. To human ingenuity, he toasted. The others joined in, their laughter echoing through the ship. They had faced insurmountable odds and emerged victorious, a testament to humanity's resilience and adaptability. The Odyssey emerged from hyperspace into the orbit of Earth, its patched hull bearing the scars of countless battles. Inside, the crew gathered in the common area, the weight of their recent escape from the Galactic Command stronghold still pressing upon them. Captain Rosa Zhang stood at the center, her gaze sweeping over her team. "We did it," she said, her voice tinged with both relief and pride. "Texas safe, and we've dealt a significant blow to the Galactic Command." Staff Sergeant Alex Tex Malone, seated nearby with a bandaged arm, chuckled, told those aliens they'd live to regret it, he drawled, his Texan accent as thick as ever. Corporal Wrench. Darnell leaned against a console, wiping grease from his hands. "The ship's holding together, but we need to address the damage before our next mission." Private Luna Reyes strummed her guitar softly, the melody providing a soothing backdrop to the conversation. "Music always helps me think," she murmured. Specialist Marcus Banks paced the room, his energy barely contained. "What's our next move?" "We can't let the Galactic Command regroup." Zhang nodded. "Agreed. But first, we need to debrief and assess our resources. We've proven that humanity's adaptability and creativity can overcome even the most formidable challenges." As the crew dispersed to their respective tasks, a sense of camaraderie and purpose filled the ship. They had faced insurmountable odds and emerged victorious, a testament to their resilience and unity. In the quiet moments that followed, Tex approached Zhang. "Captain, I just want to say thank you for coming back for me." Zhang smiled. "We leave no one behind. Texas. That's the human way." As the Odyssey continued its journey, the stars stretched out before them, a reminder of the vastness of the universe and the endless possibilities that lay ahead.